And so members, if you follow the rules of the parliament, you have no challenges at all. Respectfully, if you follow the rules. And so members who complain that they don't want to be having to raise their hands, it is the reason why we reverted to the exact wording of the standing order, which is that you stand. And so myself and Deputy Speaker will actually be abiding by exactly that. Yeah, so I'm having fun with the member who is waving. Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Speaker. So the member from St. James South, you're acknowledged. Please turn your mic on. Thank you very much, member.
But his mic is on. All right. Thank you, Madam Speaker. He's standing. He's that short. I'm sure. He is standing. Minister. Okay. Minister, are you aware that the clinic at Roehampton is flat? The one at Catadupa, Maroontown, Garlands, Welcome Hall, Cambridge, those are perhaps 40 to 50% destroyed. Of those, I don't think tarpaulin can help with the damage that they've sustained. I don't know if you've received the reports yet, but we urgently need a field clinic in at least 2 parts of the constituency. Given the wide geographic spread of South St. James, it takes up half of St. James. You may need to put one on the Maroontown, Garlands, Niagara side and another over by Cambridge. I heard you report earlier that you sent a mobile clinic into Cambridge and Maroontown. It's the first news to me. In fact, I had Mama's Mission and Dr. Dawes on Sunday operating a mobile clinic in Maroontown, and they saw over 100 people. So I'm surprised to hear that that mobile clinic was there a day or two before and so many people hadn't seen it. So I'm asking, Minister, if when the decisions are taken about sending in relief, whether it is medical or food or whatever, if the political representatives, the people's representatives, can be so informed so they can further inform the people. And more importantly, I've been trying to get my mother's medication, she's hypertensive, in Montego Bay, and most of the pharmacies, as you know, are still closed because they have no water, they have no electricity. I've become a drug distributor, yes, a drug distributor. Every week,
I think you are all fully aware, you know. I think you're all fully aware.
Yes. Obviously, it's legal drugs. I am the queen of the South. But Minister, Minister, every week that I come into Kingston, I'm taking back bag loads of prescription for the constituents. So I'm asking Minister, if you can help us through the NHF to get a mobile pharmacy going around the constituency to relieve me of the burden. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, if I may, the questions are piling up and I may actually miss a few of them. I'll try to be as efficient as possible. So in terms of the first question from the member from Eastern Westmoreland, I have to respond on behalf of my colleagues that when you see me, you see my colleagues and the Prime Minister. So we work together as a team. Well, let me just say that. But secondly, I appreciate the compliments and so on, but just want to make that point. Secondly, though, in terms of the volunteers, remember, in terms of the volunteers, the There is a mechanism, it's an important point, there's a mechanism to vet all the volunteers that are in the field representing health service delivery. We have a registration, having looked and validated documentation, and that goes to the nursing council or the medical council, as the case may be, and then those persons are given the approval to operate, to act in the field. These are persons, of course, coming in from outside. I mean, you have private physicians that would be registered anyway. So no one should be given health services, prescription, giving medical advice unless they are certified so to do. And there is a temporary approval process that we go through. If you see that happening or sense that is happening, then please send us the information on that. And there are many that we have certified. So that's the process that we go through. In terms of NCDs, non-communicable and communicable diseases, that's what the pharmacy, mobile pharmacies is there for, to address concerns around the chronic cases, people with hypertension, diabetes, and so on. Now, this 3-month period is intended to regularize and get back the pharmacies that are closed down in operation. So it's just a short-term measure to address that. So for the member in South St. James, I take the point. I don't know why you didn't see them. This is what was reported to me. The NHF leads on that. But I do agree with you that you, as the political representative, should be informed and you should help that process. So I will certainly report back to them to ensure that when they're in your area. Now, I do know about. Sorry? No, she said that she didn't see the NHF mobile units. In terms of the health centers that are not functional, yes, we have the report. I showed you a diagram where we mapped all the health centers. Where there is going to have to be a long-term solution, we will put a temporary solution. That may be in any building in the area that is standing, or it could be a tent-type structure. So if you haven't seen one yet, what I'll recommend is that the parish health officer have a discussion with you and just outline what the plans are for your area. And more than likely, I will also find some time to visit your area at some point, because South St. James, northeast St. Elizabeth, northwest St. Elizabeth, eastern Westmoreland, southwest St. Elizabeth are, to my mind, based on what I've seen, certainly from a health perspective, the disaster zone. Those are the areas where the storm had the greatest impact. So I think it's important that we ensure that the citizens are served in that area. In terms of the communicable diseases, which includes the dead carcasses and so on, member from Eastern Westmoreland. Remember, we work with a team. So we have the public health officers who do the visitation, and they are instructed not just to look at food, but to look at dead animals and whatever else that may, solid waste, anything that.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. The ungodly, they are not so. They are like a shaft which the wind driveth away. So, we don't pay them no mind. We don't pay them no mind. We carry on the works of the Almighty that he has blessed us and put us here to do. And so, today, we want to thank him for his blessings, for his love and his mercies towards us. We want to thank the Almighty God for keeping us alive. Yes, man. So, welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Welcome to Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, we ask you to subscribe. It doesn't cost you to subscribe. We ask you to Share the channel as well with your friends and family, like-minded people, people who believe that Jamaica can be a better place, because that is our mission, for Jamaica to be a better place and for the people of Jamaica to live their best lives. So we invite you to become a Portland Spice ambassador. What does a Portland Spice ambassador do? Tell people about Portland Spice TV. Tell them about the work that we do. And tell them about the information that we share. And this is a place where all views content. No man, the minister himself, should make her know. They must report to him before. Oh, that was responding to what is happening in the parliament.
Smaller one that is used to go into the areas, because the tier one.
So this evening, we still on Hurricane Melissa. And we're still saying thanks to all the people who continue to support what we do here at Portland Spice TV. Yeah, man. We are really grateful that you all assist in what we do. And we have started our East Portland assistant today. I want to say thanks to Everything Electrical, Carib Hardware. They partner with us today, and we went into Millbank and did our piece up there in Millbank. So, yeah, man, we're ready.
The rest of us have no idea what it is that they're speaking to. You don't need to stand. The Prime Minister did so last week, and it is continuing this week. It's a bad practice for the ministers to be responding to questions from the floor when the rest of us have no idea sometimes what that is about. And for the persons, when the speaker is communicating, one would expect respectfully that you would listen. It would actually help in how you function afterwards. I hope you don't want me to sanction you. Minister, please have members ask their questions, take the notation. And there are times when the opposition leader would ask a question and the leeway is granted. But what is happening is every member has started to just ask whatever they feel like from the floor. It cannot work. Does the member from Clarendon? Member from Clarendon North, please take your seat. So the member who was asking a while ago is the member who stood from Clarendon North.
So
what you could do is take a look at the standing orders.
We're not going to stay with them this evening like we did last week, but we're just taking a little bit
the questions you
of the
asked
parliament
before, and there's also a process for clarification. So when you are doing, when you're
I think the speaker tried to impose herself too much in the sitting of the parliament. I think she's craving attention and wants to be the star of the parliament, the speaker of the house.
Next question, please.
You know, it is said that a good referee, you don't hear much about them in the game. That's when the referee have a good game. And when
Angelo, that's not funny. So you can encourage everybody to stand if you would so like to.
you're the man.
Are you asking a question or you're instructing the other member to stand? Okay.
The minister.
So the standing orders, member Brown.
We not really attack the whole heap of thing from the speaker because we want to hear some of the questions that are being asked by the parliamentarians to the Minister of Health, because one of the fear that we are having in Jamaica that if we don't careful, we're going to have some pandemic breaking out right here in Jamaica because we're moving too slow. Government is moving too slow.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. No, may I tell you, Madam Speaker, I have two questions to ask. One has to do with asking the minister for a more fulsome plan of action as it relates to primary care support. You mentioned a little bit of it, but I don't think we have an idea as to how it's going to be rolled out. And I think it's important to understand the full plan. So that's one. Secondly, I wanted to ask Minister whether or not there is an emergency number for Jamaicans who find themselves in need personally of psychosocial support or a family member who needs it, that they can call and they can get some kind of response. And how would they find out? And then my final question has to deal with the group of individuals that you said were going to be in the community. And the question I wanted to ask is whether or not when they go in the community, they would also be used or be able to identify individuals who are in need of social protection, persons with disabilities, the elderly, that they could also refer to different agencies for action.
Thank you, member from St. Andrew Southwest. Next question. The first person is the member from Westmoreland Western, and then after that, the member from St. Andrew Western.
Is the minister aware that the people of Westmoreland endorsed the next field hospital coming to the parish of Westmoreland? Is the minister aware? That's number one. Number two, is the minister aware that the road to the Grange Hill Health Center is blocked as we speak? That's number two. And minister, number three and final, no, I don't want to say that. Minister, you made an announcement in regards to Savlamar Hospital. Will this delay the renovation and the what you plan on doing in terms of refurbishing the Savlamar Hospital going forward? Thank you.
People know it as everything electrical, and this is one of the CEO of everything electrical, and they have bank and Hurricane Melissa total our house, mash up, destroy our house completely, and we reach out to Carib Hardware. Most people know it as everything electrical, and this is one of the CEO of everything electrical, and they have donated some materials. So we are here in Millbank today to deliver these materials to Miss Stewart, to Miss Melissa Stewart. Miss Stewart, what you have to say to young Mr. Harley?
Many, many thanks, many, many blessings. Love you for your blessing.
All right. So two before up on the truck, lot up on the truck, door up on the truck, plyboard up on the truck, zinc up on the truck. So we are set her up that she can move in and have our place for ourselves again. And of course, we're doing much better. So some people think so we're not getting no mash up in a Portland. Only for mash up we get a Portland.
Huh? We're purposely like making very thin. I don't know.
So this is where she were before the hurricane. So this is Millbank, and you have some people. So don't believe them. Say nothing at my Portland. Whole heap of things at my Portland. Whole heap of people get damaged. And right now we are turning focus on Eastern Portland, on the Fellowship Division, where they are Millbank right now. And all of the material are from Stuart. And we say thanks to Carib Hardware. Most people know them as Everything Electrical. Right, which part shadows the day at Port Antonio. Check them out. We support everybody, we support we. So that's the. What are those, Jaden?
Locks and some nails for the door we give her.
Lock for the door and nail and. All right. All right, Mr. Stuart.
Yeah, man.
Bless you. I'll make you know when you're ready for put up, so if we can come and assist further. All right, cool.
I have your number.
Eh? Well, your phone and now work. Just talk to Martha or Gary. Then we know if you find me. All right, cool. Yeah, man. Yes, my peeps. So, thanks to Carib Hardware, Everything Electrical, for your donation today. And of course,
oh no, fast.
We have a lot more that we'll be doing in East Portland. We know that we're going to be assisting about 7 more persons with material to assist them to get their roofs back together right here in East Portland. So, me see a thing last night on Facebook where a man say, my MP I try scam the government because nothing happened in Portland. Hey, me ask God for help me for just keep me cool. Because the man upon social media suggesting that the MP I cry wolf when there's no wolf. Let me tell you something. More than 9 roofs got damaged in Bellevue. More than 12 in Cornwall Barracks. Another more than 8 between Comfort Castle and Millbank. And I just showed you that lady a while ago in Millbank. She has 1 leg. Yeah? 1 leg she have. Our house totally destroyed. So, I don't understand them people here with them on social media attack. You see, me tell people, me never only go out west because me a carry stuff go give the people them. Me also go out west because as a man in the media who are going to speak, I wanted to see firsthand what is happening down there. So, let me tell you something. You must shun the very appearance of evil. And some people who are talking, who would not spend the time to go find out what is happening, shun them. Shun them. Make we tell them, move out of the way. We see them ask, them no live at East Portland. But them ask for Isaac Buchanan. And they no live at East Portland. So even if Isaac Buchanan, they are then doorstep where they used to live, they would know. Because they are not here. And when I asked for the former member of parliament, I showed them yesterday evening, them post a picture, Yeti boy, post a video with the former member of parliament in Westmoreland. And God would have it that the video that he post, the people in the video are the same people them were in our pictures them. What a thing. The same people them were in our pictures them posts. And I said, God is the greatest. Nobody no greater than the Almighty. And that's why I tell them, leave Shaka Fame. Say Shaka Fame business and leave it alone. Because we no bad mind nobody. We no grudge nobody for where them have. We are very satisfied and content with what God is doing for us. And we wait on him. God, there's a scripture that says, wait on the Lord. Wait, I say, on the Lord. So, we don't have a problem to wait. And sometimes we step out and where we wish for no happen. It no means say we give up on God. We still patient and wait on the Lord Jesus Christ. Because as we say, our leaves shall not wither. And whatsoever we do shall prosper. So we don't worry. You see this crowd there? The same people them were in the video. In this crowd there. And we took some pictures at the end of it. That those people say, take picture with us. They want to take picture with us as well. Because they appreciate what we did for them. You sit down, you know, send $1 come to Jamaica to come help your suffering brothers and sisters. But you are criticizing those who are helping. Well, we listened to a press conference today. And Miss Diana Dixon Morris, I don't think you understand the question that was asked about temporary shelter. I hear she talking about 30 odd days. No, ma'am. The temporary shelter that we speak of is no. That's why people talk about 10 City. That's why we talk about Braco Village. That's why we talk about the stadium in Trelawney. Somebody help me with the scripture. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. Wait, I say, on the Lord. And which part in the Bible that there again? Help me, tell me which chapter and verse of the Bible. I know the scripture. And one time with video I play, you know. We were making a movie out of Open Bible Church. And that was the name of it. Wait on the Lord. Wait, I say, And the person says Psalms 91, verse 14. Yeah, man. We're talking about no for the temporary shelter. It's no we are talking about. We're not talking about 31 days from now, miss. So, well, I know who give me wrong information. Because somebody know I say Psalms 27. Me don't remember I've seen that in Psalm 91. Psalms 27, verse 14. Somebody said, then think. Shaka, isn't the government responsible for the toll? Couldn't they let the toll run for a month? Well, tell you what, the tolls are privately operated. There is a toll, Madam Producer. Hold on, come here. There is a toll that the government get back now, I think, part of Highway 2000. Hold on, youth. Part of Highway 2000, the government take over it back now, but also it is still operated, I think, by NROC. So the government don't operate none of the toll. The toll are operated by concessionaires for a period of years. People may bill it. I think the first one with PJ Patterson bill, the government now take that and will sell shares in it so Jamaicans can own it. Correction, Psalms 27:14. So, therefore, the government has to consult. The government have authority over everything in the country. And that's why they could have go so boom and free it up. But it stopped, I think, midnight, Sunday night. So Monday morning, they were charging toll again. So, not totally responsible for the toll, my dear. The toll are privately operated. One of them is now operated for the government. But there's a time period. So, well, I know somebody said this thing that somebody had tell me about Isaiah 41, verse 30. Isaiah 40, verse 31. Well, no, be careful. Be careful when I tell me, say. I might not give me wrong information upon the people channel. What am I say? Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Circle one.
Good day, I know, brother.
All right. One question, Mega asks. What is the purpose of the opposition in the country? Maybe see me can answer it and then you give me feel. Is it to hold the government accountable for anything like that?
That is a part. Not totally, but it's a part.
So what the government behavior, what the government is doing now. What can the opposition do about it? We have man like Mr. Isaac Buchanan, that is a constitutional lawyer. Because I think things that Mr. going on, the government is breaking the constitution, right?
You think so?
Yeah, that is my belief. Me not know about the next man belief. Because if I think like care package and these things come in. I don't know if I'm right, but I think the opposition should have equal rights, just like the government to get what they supposed to get. All the MPs them supposed to have the same equal rights, don't?
Supposed to. But what happened is that the majority always control things in most things in life. And it is the majority, the side with the majority, or the person with the majority support in the parliament becomes the prime minister. In terms of powers that is wielded by leaders, the prime minister of Jamaica is powerful. I think maybe even have more power when you compare the president of the United States. I think the prime minister of Jamaica might have more powers.
Him take that power.
No, man.
Not the Constitution give that power.
No. The Constitution.
I'm asking.
The Constitution
give him that power, right?
Yes. Yes. The Constitution give him awesome powers as the prime minister. And therefore, the opposition is a part of the government. Because really and truly, the Constitution does not recognize political parties in the parliament. So each parliamentarian should have equal say in the parliament. But you realize that it don't work that way there when you have people who are drunk on power. So
Wait. Let me get it straight. You said each parliamentarian supposed to have equal share in parliament, right?
equal rights and opportunities in the
Equal
parliament.
right.
Yeah.
So is that of the constitution that
Yes.
each parliament, eh?
Yes, that is of the Constitution. Because as I said to you, the Constitution does not recognize PNP or GLP in the parliament. That's why I hear they refer to the member from Eastern Portland, the member from Central St. Mary, the member from Central Westmoreland. That's how you are supposed to refer to the people in the parliament, not even by their names, but by the constituency that sent them to the parliament.
So basically, what you are saying to me now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Andrew Holness do then, or the government, not Andrew Holness specific. Anybody in the leader of Jamaica country, it doesn't matter what they have done. Then nobody can hold them accountable. Then, right?
No, man, we never said that. You have the people can hold them accountable. The judiciary, if they do something in the parliament, all right, you know what say? If a man stand up in a parliament and say Colin Bell stole money, I may never steal the money, me can't sue him. You didn't know that? Nothing that is said in the parliament, you can't sue them for it. Once you say it in the parliament, you are exempt from any legal ramification. Now, if they do something, just like how me can be charged, they can be charged. Like how you see Royal Reed, I got court here now, and like how we expect sometime the man where at the MP for Central Kingston, I believe that he should be charged for not disclosing who he's holding the shares for in Meditech. So he can be charged. They can be held accountable.
I'm not really debating on those parts, you know. What I'm trying to what the point I'm trying to get to is what the Prime Minister himself, not definitely the rest of politicians, the Prime Minister. All right. Put it this way then. This storm blow almost 2 weeks now, right?
Yes.
And me not see what him do for say help the people. If it wasn't for the entertainer them, there's a lot of people may believe what are dead already. I don't think he's doing enough or he's moving speedy enough for help them, because you know that a category 5 hurricane going to hit. And it announced, I think, more than a week before it hit. More than a week before it hit. And you're telling me that you don't put nothing in place. That's okay as this done. We are gonna get the army or whoever to clear the road and all these things I'm looking at. And what I'm trying to say, 1 o'clock a morning, 2 o'clock a morning, 3 o'clock a morning, them in a people era looking vote. Both PMP and JLP, you know. Them in a people era looking vote. Them get how much vehicle to go to reach the people them. The sick people, the people that can't walk, even he that miss them have I try to teach if they make X. And look from when the storm blow and none of the politicians they not reach out to the people them say okay and the people them things. This is what I'm trying to get to, Mr. Bell. And I'm asking, they get how much aid to give to the people them. So you're saying nothing can be done to the Prime Minister for all and these things? instead of issue them to the hungry people and the needy people.
Hold on. Because on this program, we don't intend to mislead nobody. The government is handing out aid. When you see the helicopters flying, they are handing out aid. You hear, I heard Nikisha Burchell in the parliament a while ago, and she said that the Ministry of Labour sent some care package. Just said the Minister of Labour come down there and give her 60. We heard the government in the parliament, the Prime Minister announced that another $1.5 million for care package. So I am not going to join you on saying that the government is not doing anything.
Well, if you hear that part, I did not hear that part. Me see a lot and I'm a hint at you and me see a issue things to people. Me not say you're wrong, you know. But me see a part where a helicopter went to give out care package, 60 care package where over 2,000 people is, and they have to have TRN and ID to get those care package.
Them say not no go, sir.
Am I lying?
The government said that's not true. I heard
the government said that's not true?
I heard those, but the government is saying it is not true. There are no requirements for any ID or TRN to receive care packages.
So, well, if somebody come with that information, that person should be caught by the police and locked up and charged.
I agree.
I'm going to be honest with you.
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah. No, me's a fair person, you know. There is no way you're supposed to come out and put out this information if you know it's a lie. So Mr. Owen is supposed to find this person and lock him up and let him charge.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to be honest.
I am not in the misleading information. Yeah?
We totally agree.
Yeah, man.
But I'm not in Jamaica. Everything when I see upon the media, me see it and I'm asking questions or saying what I see. So if somebody says it doesn't go that way, I'm going to listen.
And that's why Portland Spice TV is your best bet, because we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So help us God. And we're now going to sit down and listen to you chastise the government with something that is not true. Once we know it's not true, we are going to say to you, that is not our understanding.
Okay, but Mr. Bell, you have to look on it another way too. The person of it on the media saying it's the all over the media. So why don't they find that person and prove to the people that it's a lie?
Well,
then that makes sense.
Well, there was a press conference and they said that no go so. And then I heard another explanation that somebody was trying to explain that it is because people are collect more than one time why them ask them for TRN. So, but I don't think it was the government that put that out there. So I don't think that TRN thing is valid. But I do agree with you. When you find people giving out those misleading information, they should be brought to books for it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Because people they're all over the world listing all these things. And if it is a lie, it's going to paint a bad reputation on the government.
Yes.
And if it is true, if it is true, it's still not good for the government. So people must not come out with these false information and put on the media. May I be honest to you? Even minister in a parliament come out with false information. I mean, I tell you something.
Yeah, man, they lie,
all the people here,
they lie.
There must be a law put in place for misleading the people them. Even the radio station them we are mislead the people, the blogger them, every one of them for charge. We are come out and I tell lie. And because we want to know the truth that's going on in Jamaica. Don't scare people from Jamaica and don't entice people to come to Jamaica if it is not good. That's all me I try to say.
All right, my brother. I understand you and I agree with you totally.
Yeah, man. Manners and respect, man.
Thanks for the call.
Respect.
876-804-7072. On Portland Spice TV, our mantra is the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. What we don't know, we ask questions. Because we don't pretend to be the reservoir of all information. Yeah? This government is my government. It's one government that Jamaica at a time. And the government is led by Prime Minister Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness. Now, as a Jamaican, I reserve the right to criticize and to give suggestions to the government where needs be. Them now have to take it. But you're not going to hear me go out there. I send the Prime Minister on a place because I'm my Prime Minister. Yeah? You might wonder how me I say that. He's my Prime Minister. And therefore, me give him respect when it due. But me talk when me see wrong, when me see something wrong. And I will say it right here that what is happening with the hurricane relief, the government is moving on slow. So the government needs to step up the pace. Them can't continue to make the people them suffer so much. Acting of a song we say, man a suffer too long. The people them suffer too long. And therefore, when I listened to that press conference this morning, I am now convinced that Dana Dixon Morris not ready for this. She was asked a question this morning about emergency shelter. And she was talking about 30 days from now. She was also asked what are the options they are looking at. And she said everything. So I am now convinced that the government missing the whole point about people who are living out a door. They're missing it. And that's a major part of the problem. We're taking your calls on 876-804-7072. We're going to be joined by Caribbean Radio HD in a little while. Yeah. So, me not understand what these people are talking about. That's a flight green.
Hello, hold on.
Hold on. As a flight green in the
All have embarked on rehabilitation work, and Windalco, Jamalco, and this
sound like him talking about agriculture. But we will listen to that in our own time and cipher where we can cipher. Government need to accept help from the opposition and mayors and councillors. You see, that is my problem with this government. They have not been able to govern. This government constantly play politics. That's what they play. Politics. And I guess it might serve them well. They are doing 3 terms in a row. But they are not governing Jamaica for Jamaicans. Madam Producer, remember saying if you look out for that person for me, yeah? So, when we look at this whole thing, we realize that incompetence is on show. We realize that a lack of human sympathy is on show. Empathy not there. And this evening, we are dropped the government. We are drawing them up this evening. Because until you start moving out these people out of these areas, I heard Dayton Campbell ask the minister a while ago about people who are living in situations where proper bathroom facility is not available, where people just defecate anywhere because they ain't nowhere else. No, you can't have that go on in the community. That is going to lead us into a breakout of some kind of disease or the other. And therefore, we have to now step up the pace. We have to step up the pace. They keep talking about doing and lack of action. The number is 876-804-7072. 806-876-804-7072. That's the number to call. I want to screen our calls. And when a guy go up on social media and post question, I answer. If you have a question for Colin Bell, 8 hours every week, minimum of 8 hours per week, we are on this channel. And the number is 876-804-7072. And we no screen, we calls them. So, anybody who want to talk, just ring the number. Wagwan, my brother.
Hello, good evening.
Where are you, man?
Well, I'm there. I sent you a message this morning because I have some touching issues, and I'm listening to you. Get the chance to catch you live. No, I'm in the middle of project, but had to take a break.
Yes.
Because the facts that you're bringing out, there are some troubling aspects of this whole matter.
Talk to me.
Both of what is happening and, to tell the truth, with the government. And I respect your Colin. I respect the fact that you made way for ISAT. You showed that patriotism and that unity. ISAC came and represented well, and you are representing again. I am firmly behind you when you say the Prime Minister is our Prime Minister.
Yeah, man, I'm my Prime Minister.
Those are Jamaica, those in the diaspora. So we have to care. If him blunder, we have to drag him by his coat tail. Or prick him in the back of him heel. To make him know, so listen me. Yeah. I got some issues.
Yeah.
Let me just run that real quick. I listened to some news reports, and you know me, we work with serious disasters too.
Yes.
And I heard a minister came out and said that the country was properly prepared, or worse to the effect, to the fact that they had I don't know if I can't remember correctly, they said municipality or every parish had a prepared relief center. You know what I'm driving at?
I think Desmond McKenzie was the one who said that.
And his words were, but with the passing of the hurricane, every one of them was totally destroyed. Now, Matt's kicked in right there, so.
Yes.
And when he ran down, I heard him say, look at Montpelier. Now, Montpelier and St. James up in the hills.
Yes.
Right? And if the hurricane impacted Jamaica, that 6 parishes were impacted with more effect than the other 8.
Yes.
Then you're telling me now, you said all the relief centers were destroyed? I could break that down a little bit.
And that him really did say all?
Yes, him say every one of them were destroyed. I'm hoping I'm correct. I don't want to be lying on him, but I think that's what I heard.
I hope you're not quoting Desmond McKenzie, because this is the man that said that JUTC made a profit last year.
See a man.
Desmond.
And the man said they were totally destroyed. No, and then I'm listening for him to say, okay, the one in a Port Antonio, the one in a Bath, the one or whatever. But he never.
Hold on for me, brother. Hold on for me. Don't lose it out. Hold on. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Bell. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, Mr. Bell, you know, I think the government must come truthful and tell the people the truth.
What truth the government not telling?
You see, they are saying they don't ask for TRN ID.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I am not going to identify myself. I can tell you it's a lie the government telling.
What you said, they did ask for TR and ID
They,
to get food.
they
To get food.
told me personally, I am not going to identify myself. They told me personally to collect the IDs and the TRN, I write it up when I write it. I'm not going to identify myself. The government is telling a lie. He's trying to make things look good on his side.
So hold on. You are saying that you were given orders to collect TRN and ID to issue out care packages?
Sir. Yes, sir, to get food packages. Yes, sir.
In which area?
I don't want to identify myself,
no,
sir.
If you say Westmoreland or St. Elizabeth or Portland, me not go further than that, but me just love to know which parish.
I don't want to call it parish, no, because I'm good to know who I talk.
Then if they know who I talk, they will pick up a voice already.
But me know say it's true, because
you know say it's true.
Yes, I know it is true. And I'm going to look at them. You know, I'm not even not get none. Because the people them name the voters list already. And when we go take them out to go vote, meaning I ask them for TR and ID. They know so they can go a polling station. And me say me not look for none, you know. Yes, the government is selling that they ask for it. And it's not the first they are doing it. They did it in burial. So when the government is trying to send people out here, you know why they are doing this thing? You see, because you people, you and your radio station and the bloggers are beating. That is why the government come out. But me personally can't tell if it is true. I was asked to do it.
All right.
I was asked to do it.
Because
here is me attack. Me attack personally.
All right. So the government said that is not true. But then we also heard an explanation from some other source saying that people were collecting more than once, and that's why they asked for the TRN or the ID to ensure that they only get one time. So that.
But Mr. Bell.
Yes.
So they never come out and talk say yes, they asked for it before. They might make people look like they might tell lie.
Hello. All right. Thanks for the clarification.
Yes, sir.
Bless you. Sir. I'm going to go back to this call, yeah. Yes, Soji, bless up.
Yeah. Yes. As I was saying, so I'm hoping, because that thing troubled me, I'm hoping I'm getting it right. He said the centers were totally destroyed. And I'm saying, the first thing clicked into mind, I'm saying to myself, but we don't hear that over the news, and we don't see no evidence of that.
All right, Ari Moafi said the centers them down at West were destroyed.
I'm going to get to a point. Well, I'm going to get to a point. Because, you know something, we have to care about them, and we have to just correct them. We don't have to beat them over the head, you know. We can just correct, can just elbow him and say, listen, my boss, you talk wrong. Because my point is, he mentioned Ole Montpelier. Okay, let's say 6 parishes were affected. I'm going to pull up a little bit by saying, when you're talking about a relief center being set up for a hurricane, that center should have been a fully concrete slab roof building. Am I correct?
Correct, but I know for a fact that they use a lot of zinc roof building for centers.
That's what I'm saying. So them go wrong. So we are correct them now. Is what I'm saying. Because you know I like with you, Colin. I like when you're not afraid to reach out to me and say, Mr. Minister, Mr. Prime Minister. I love that. Is what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
Because that's how we have to approach them. I know everything you can go drape up a man and punch him in the 90s.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And we have to be caring. So my point is, so if they had used some little rickety building to house hurricane relief, hurricane means you have to be, the building itself has to be secure, or else it makes no sense.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Shutters, raised structures, which means you're not supposed to get flooded out. And the shutters means the door them supposed to be firm enough to withstand wind and flying objects. And the roof supposed to be of such that it's not supposed to get blown off and exposed to the atmosphere, the weather, right?
Yes.
So, with that said, him saying that they were destroyed, you're telling me that 6 parishes got affected. We most expect when a hurricane is coming to Jamaica is going to come from the east. northeast
Normally.
trade winds coming in heavy.
Normally.
Is what I'm saying to you?
Normally.
So would I expect somewhere from a hurricane I go lick Jamaica, I go come somewhere from out of Albion, come round Bull Bay, come round there. So is what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And start here. Right?
Yes.
Didn't happen. It hit the west. So if 6 parishes down there so had their centers destroyed, what happened to the relief supplies in the other 8 parishes where they could not have been expeditiously rushed to these areas? What happened to them?
Well, let me tell you something. One of the things that we were told that go to the shelter, food will come after the hurricane. Here, people were told
Madness
that.
That's a madness that.
People were told that. Go to the
Madness
center,
that.
food will come after the hurricane. And then for this hurricane, people were in center from Thursday. The man them locked school from the Thursday before, or from the Monday. Yep. So almost 9 days,
5 days.
We were preparing.
Yeah.
9. We were preparing for this hurricane.
Whatever you carry is supposed to be done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm back to what I'm saying. What you're trying to say to me now is that, as far as I'm concerned,
hold on for the caller. Hold on. Just hold it.
Yeah.
Let me just welcome the people on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4 all the way over there in Florida, Bro Gary Radio. And of course, we are Bro Gary Radio at Alexa. And make sure you download the Caribbean Radio app. So we are live on radio in the United States right now. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Continue, caller.
Yeah, so what is happening now, a lot of people are vexed with you when you speak the truth in a bridging.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
A lot of people are even your own friend because of political siding, want vex with you when you speak the truth. And that is so wrong. If you have your kid and your kid not perform, you first need to pull him up before him teacher get to him. Is what I'm saying to you? And what is saying to me now, when I realized that there was a failure of bringing in relief if the centers over the western side were hit, it simply means they never have none in the east. And that is telling me that is telling me that there was nothing much. And maybe that is the reason why they rushed these people so many days before, which would have it didn't look like a good move, but that was a halfway done move because the people them not have bedding, them not have clothes, them not have ample supply of water, and like something set up where them can bring in a truck to set up
the Prime Minister
where them can take a bath.
The Prime Minister fired the head of the ODPM.
I'll get to that in a minute.
Fire the man. And why I brought that up is because when you listen to the Prime Minister, you would draw the conclusion that we weren't adequately prepared. But and the Prime Minister is also saying that ADPEM never had, Lord have mercy, wait there, never had good executive leadership. You see, Madam Producer, I don't want you to trouble my book when I pull out my book,
I could pull up a little bit.
Because, you see,
he said he had something. He said he had something to do with the remunerations to them financially, and that's why they always left.
Him said that too, but him said, hold on, that. You know what him say? I see it here. The strongest executive. We didn't have the strongest executive leadership. We were prepared, and I go and play it. Caribbean Radio. I go and play it.
So hold on. So before you play it, let's pull up something.
Yes.
He said even though we didn't have the strongest executive leadership, correct?
Yes.
How long ago was that man there?
The man did it from Wapikil Philip acting.
Okay, unless you drop in a something again because you don't want to pay him. Let's drop in something again.
He said that ADPEM, the people weren't paid properly. Now this man has been Prime Minister for the last 10 years.
Well, I make a show something in there. Make a show something else in there. Listen this. I got a lot of cars. I never hold a bridging or brainstorm on this thing. Yes. I mean, from both sides of the political aisles, and we are bridging where Europe, even when our Prime Minister act up and I say, you can't deal with the monster cars at your party, and he must listen to me. It is what it is. We saw when burial was going on, and I think before there was something else before. We have seen several incidents and instances where we have departments affected or stuff affecting the country, whether fire, landslides, bridge being broken, and you expect to see communications director, minister of works, or the ODP or whatever they call him person. The man is standing by the side, and it's somebody else making the talk. Namely, in a lot of cases, the Prime Minister. And a lot of people call me and say, "Wham, oh, your Prime Minister make the
Yeah, sorry, my brother. Continue.
Yeah, the man said to me, the man called me and said, well, what happened to your prime minister or your boss now make the people them were supposed to deal with the thing them talk? What the problem?
Yes.
I mean, I said to them, say, boy, I don't know. And a lot of people were concerned. And we've seen that this man standing there looking helpless last year when he should be giving the directives and the what's on the ground instances and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't happening. And we
And
see it
Desmond
again now. And
Mackenzie
to the
was
point,
one of the man out there too. We never hear nothing
and
from
to the
Adpem.
yeah, that's what I'm and the man is standing there at the podium, but he don't get a chance to talk.
No, because
Is what I'm
these
saying to you?
people are seeking the limelight. It's the same thing the
Yeah,
speaker are doing at the house, you know.
but hold on. This is like you have a man a build your house, right?
Yeah.
And the gardener I tell the man how to put on the roof.
Yes.
Or I tell you said this is how the roof is being done. The man who cut the grass.
Or the ward assistant I tell the doctor which part to
Yeah.
put in
Yeah.
the drip.
Or I tell us that listen me, the doctor had to cut a hole in the man's foot and move a piece of him bone or whatever, and
Yeah.
the man about this kind of thing. It's not his job.
The
No
people
qualification.
with the
So we
technical
saw short,
expertise weren't getting a chance to talk.
yeah, we saw shortcomings there. See, and it is very touching. Now, I called you the other day and I asked you a question. I'm going to skip from it in a calling. I'm going to ask you again. What of the death rate so far? The death count so far?
Well,
Any word on it?
they are saying 32, and I think I heard somebody ask the minister in the parliament a while ago, how many, or was it, I don't remember if it's a press conference today or in the parliament a while ago, how many are under investigation, and they said 9. So what they are telling us is that 32
what
people
kind of
died.
investigation? What kind of investigation?
Not sure, but they are saying that 9 more is under investigation.
I'm going to officer. There's a group. There's a group which said was sent to me to read that. Let me see if I can quote this correctly. That I think 52. Let me check. 15 unaccounted for so far, and 52 dead. Now we don't want no dancing around this thing to say people die.
A couple people in the group, in the chat room, they are saying the number is now 45. Somebody's saying it's 42. Somebody's saying
I heard it's
somebody else is saying it's 45.
Let me find this thing. Because I got something from a very, very credible source.
Yeah.
It's a group of think tanks. Let me find it and check it out. Okay, so it's gone up again. It said, let me read it. 15 missing and let me see the 45. Confirmed death toll from Hurricane Melissa now stands at 45, equaling Hurricane Gilbert. 15 persons are still missing. 2 Hanover, 15 Westmoreland, 6 St. James, 2 Trelawney, 1 St. Anne, 1 Portland, St. Elizabeth, 18.
And that's so much, 45?
45.
All right,
and
so
15
somebody here in
persons
the
are
chat,
missing.
somebody in the chat room is saying that 45 on RGR News at 5 o'clock.
Okay, all right. So that's kind of confirmed. Now we move on to this. Now the next problem with
several
this
persons are missing. I think I hear that 15 number about
yes,
persons missing as well.
Okay, so let me tell you what is happening now. This little talk about whoever is saying it about they're going to investigate the deaths. Come on. What do you mean investigate the deaths? You're going to take me say people have been murdering people in the hurricane? Let me tell you something, Colin. If somebody had a heart attack because they didn't have their blood pressure medicine during the hurricane, that's a hurricane-related death.
Yes.
If somebody, because they're not having food, their blood sugar went so low and they went into a diabetic coma and they died, that's a hurricane-related death.
Yes.
It don't have to be a sheet of zinc flying off a man's head.
Or
a
house
man
drop
get blow
down
off
by
a
you.
house top because a house drop on him or a tree fall upon him. They're hurricane-related deaths. And I say that to say this. Hurricane Maria, when it hit Puerto Rico, there were 50 deaths. And the resulting total from the hurricane-related deaths was 2,700. Do your research. I work with the department and make them verify.
And we're not going to be sure.
total.
We're not going to be sure of all the hurricane death from Melissa, until maybe about December, January.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to you. There's gonna be residual effect, and there's gonna be people gonna be suffering going out as a result of this cutting away their sources of food, fresh air, water, medicine, relaxation. You see what I'm saying to you?
Yes. Yes.
So these are points where they need to be drawn out. And one we need a couple of things. We definitely need a bipartisan approach to this. It is still
Well, you're
government.
not going to get that from this government here.
Yeah, but we have to demand it. It is still government. And the reason why I say this, the reason why I say this, Colin.
My brother, hold on. You know who are the biggest part of the problem, them? And Bounty Killer did say it before the election. He said the die-hearted labor right them. They are the problem right now. They are the biggest problem in Jamaica right now. The die-hearted labor rights who are supporting the government
and refuse to accept facts. Yeah, refuse to accept facts.
And they refuse to call a spade because them, Andrew Wellness can do no wrong.
So they will not hold their leadership accountable.
They are the biggest problem we are having in Jamaica right now.
It's serious, you know. It's serious because Melissa never come look for no color shirt, you know.
Oh God, Melissa lick everybody.
And people gotta understand, Colin, there are some things that needed to be looked at right now, you know. The fact that Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Trelawney, them three parishes there especially.
Yeah.
St. Elizabeth produce food beyond mention.
Yeah.
Spices.
It is called
whatever.
The food basket of Jamaica.
Yes,
so
I know that.
Yeah.
And listen to me. Manchester produce a whoop of yellow yam in a boss. Trelawney produce a whoop of yellow yam and sweet potato and cabbage and all them something. Center, you know.
Yes.
So all these parishes have been affected. Trust me, it is a serious thing. First thing you have to stabilize the mind and the comforts of the people.
And my brother,
because if the people are disoriented, you know, you will not get things to start come back and track. You know?
But no start, because watch this. The Prime Minister went to the Parliament last week and he said production must start. No, we must ramp up production, and the parishes that have not been hit hard must now pick up the slack. How can we pick up the slack? Hold on. I am living in a parish where we don't get licked so hard. We get some lick, but not so hard. But there have been nobody who have reached out to the farmers in this parish and said, listen, you used to do this, you stop. We want you to get back to it right now. Because
and not only get back to it, but ramp up to compensate.
Yeah, you give them the assistant. Nobody now reach out. Yesterday I spoke about it. A lady in Ginger House said to me that she have 50 chicken in her coop and the chicken are dying because them past 6 weeks, they are way overweight and she have to feed them. She can't slaughter them because she have no current to put the chicken them pan when she kill them. How many people are suffering that same fate? I can tell you a lot of people in Portland in that problem right now.
But hear what,
and therefore, hold on, caller. Therefore, if we say you want the other 8 parishes, and you might have to exclude Kingston outright, so you might have to go to 7. And say you want them to ramp up production, and you are not assisting them. Because when I heard that from the Prime Minister, my question was, hey, so what are you going to do? Because this needs leadership. But let me tell you this, who are vex, we are doomed. Problem. Because if you couldn't grow the country when all 14 parish are fire, how you grow it when only 7 are fire?
Because this ramping up, you know, what ramping up means, you know, Colin, is that you're going to have to take up the slack in some way, shape, or form. Yes, you're not going to get the amount of tomato, and scallion coming out of Portland and St. Thomas and St. Mary like you got coming out of St. Elizabeth. You're not going to get the amount of yellow yam neither. But at the same time, is what I'm saying to you, you got to remember, how long you going to take for your plant a banana sucker for you reap it?
Yeah. But the cash crop that we need to put in, farmers are going to need assistance. Because let me tell you something.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. We're going at the Fellowship Valley, in the Rio Grande Valley, Sunday. And the amount of people who have begged me money, we never used to beg me nothing. Them never used to beg me like that. The amount of people who are begging money now has risen Because since the Monday, and that was, hurricane was the 28th, the Monday before that, what date was that? Since that Monday, a lot of people no work. A lot of man no go farm. A lot of people farm mash up. You understand? And that's why I was trying to watch the minister, because I think the Minister of Agriculture is on his feet in the parliament right now. Because if the government not put up some money, I'm going to make one advice to anybody who live at Jamaica. You see any little money you have a save, go put it in a US dollar. Because dog are going to supper. I tell you. Telling you.
Yeah. So back to what I was saying now. That ramp up the mean you're gonna have to be trying to output more than you're doing for your local neighborhood, because the rest of the country will suffer.
Yes.
And crops like vegetable, tomato, cabbage, callaloo. Yeah, and Jamaicans have got pumpkin,
sweet
that kind
potato.
Of stuff. Yes, and over Portland and stuff, you have to go looking, people try plant some dasheen and all them kind of stuff, the water will be good with,
but
and that kind of thing.
Make we talk again, my brother. Big up yourself.
Yeah, all right. Real quick before I leave,
yeah,
Colin, I want you to reach out, because your program reaches far and wide. The issue of the looming mosquito-borne disease crisis, I want to ask you to keep reminding your listeners that if they're sending barrels and boxes to Jamaica, go on Amazon and get a solar-powered mosquito zapper. The solar-powered ones, you can get them for about $20 between 20 and 30 bucks. Send one, because the people are going to need that from the mosquitoes. They'll be charged up in the sunlight, and then can put them in that areas with a veranda. Anyway, people are sitting or lying.
Yeah.
For help them, because if the most that we can advise them with right now, people send some solar-powered mosquito zappers to your people in Jamaica. They're going to need it, especially out west.
All right, my brother. No respect.
All right? Respect and keep up the good works, and continue to ask and plead for our government to be considerate.
Blessings. 876-804-7072. Mystical. Mystical is speaking. Welcome.
Yes,
you're live on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Talk to me.
Welcome. Thank you. So I want to heavy on the breathing. I just come off from a treadmill.
Hold on there, Mystical. Don't say a word yet, because I hear some people asking for Isaac. Portland is cleaned up and ready. This is the Rio Grande Valley. We showed you when the road was covered with debris. This is the road in the Rio Grande Valley now. Thanks to Member of Parliament Isaac Buchanan, the entire Rio Grande Valley has been cleaned up and ready for visitors. And I want to say to the government of Jamaica, send some tourists to Portland now. We are ready for them. Rafting on the Rio Grande is ready. We know that Montego Bay, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth in problem. Portland can take some of the tourists now. Mr. Minister of Tourism, send some of the tourists to Portland. Let's organize and arrange, and Portland can pick up some of the tourism slack. Go ahead, Mystical.
Isaac is in the parliament representing. Yeah?
Yes.
Definitely. Colin, some questions I want to interrogate, right?
Yes.
All right. I heard your opinion on the piece that the government is partisan, right?
Yes.
Well, it extends to this reality that if the government is partisan, it bespeaks the prime minister. You normally hear me refer to the prime minister, the leader of the party, right?
Yeah.
And the question might be asked, why do I refer to the prime minister as leader of the party? Because if the government is partisan, it means that the prime minister is the prime minister of the Jamaica Labour Party.
Well, that's how he behaves.
Well,
that's his behavior.
So it is.
Yeah.
Because if he only deals with a segment of the society, it means he is the prime minister of the segment that he deals with.
Yeah.
That he favors. To put another point, a large point out there now, Shaka.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to speak directly yeah, as I am speaking directly. I'm speaking directly and indirectly because the way why I'm going to address the matter. Yeah, you always hear me say that the government is on an assignment. Yeah, and if they are on an assignment, they must have an agenda. Yeah,
Yes.
they have a prescription by which they administer. Mhm. So what we are getting now as a response to COVID, the non-response, and you are saying it is slow. Well, if it is slow in a disaster, in a terrible disaster like this, is a non-response. And why is it a non-response? Then tell me about the value and the worth of those who are affected mostly. Tell me about the value and the worth. And if a value and a worth is placed upon them as citizens of this country or dignified beings, then answer the question. Why is it that they are still in this squalid path of recovery? Why is it that so many areas have been cut off and there's virtually no access to the people who are there? So the next song you hear will be how much amount died up in Mount this and Mount that, how much or how many have passed because of suffering and famine and sickness and death, because nobody is able to reach them, but an helicopter is throwing down things from above, down the you want them, so the helicopter can't find nowhere down there to land. And even if it can land, it can be roped down, yeah, and can investigate what is happening down there and to airlift the people out of that squalid condition. So it begs the question, what is the value and the worth of these people who are called citizens? Yeah? Are they more valuable than the animals? Yeah? Are they more valuable than the animals who live out in the open, in the wild? Or they are equal to the animals that live out in the wild?
Well, let me answer
We'll
that.
have to answer the question there, you know.
Let me answer that one, because based on what is happening now in the West, there are people living out in the open. And when I listen to Dana Morris Dixon today, or Dana Dixon Morris, whichever one, the Minister of Education and Information, she was asked about emergency shelter. And she's talking about 31 days. So obviously there is no emergency for shelter. Because if anybody can wait till 31 days for you to find somewhere to put them, that means it's not an emergency.
Colin, what if I say to you, yeah, you may rebuff me, right? What if I say to you, it is the intention, yeah, based upon the assignment, yeah, that many more will have to suffer, many more will have to die. Don't ask me why.
A big tune.
Answer the question yourself. You get what I'm saying? According to the assignment, and this assignment is the NLA-NWO assignment. Everybody dismiss this, you know, yeah, as conspiracy. You get what I'm saying? But if it is not conspiracy, then you need to show us why it is not conspiracy.
So you are saying that it is designed for more
It
people
is
to die.
designed to make people homeless, suffer and die, because it is the perfect prescription, yeah, in order to bring on board just what the lady told you a while ago, yeah, that she administered a system that required what? People to put forward their ID and their TRN in a disaster of that magnitude. And you may want to believe it or not believe it, but whatever is on the table is on the table. And it figures well in the plan of action. Why people are moving slow? Because they have no care in the world that things must get better. It must get worse until the worst happen. Believe me as I speak. The worst must happen. People must be jobless. People must be homeless. People must be helpless. People must be sickened. People must die because it fits into the prescription very well. Because now I have you at my beck and call. You are now mendicants, and it is now easy to introduce the digitization upon you so that you will always depend upon me for survival. So I don't know nobody. Them are preside over. You think of somebody? If they were presiding over somebody, then they wouldn't figure that the agency or them, they wouldn't figure that what them is underserved because of what compensation.
Would you agree? Would you agree, Mystical, that the Jamaican people put a spokes in that assignment that you refer to, wherein the Jamaican people just roll in and assist the people in a way that a lot of people were saved?
Well, I'm happy that you made me arrive at this climax before. You get what I'm saying to you? Because the resistance is real, you know. It's only a resistance can put a dent with all the arm, with all the force that they will bring on board. Remember, we used to talk from style days about a simulation of the COVID pandemic.
Yes.
And I prefer that. That is a simulation.
Yes.
It means it is something that they are practicing for in the future. You get what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
How was that terminated worldwide? It was terminated because of what? The resistance of the people. Many died and suffered. Yeah. But at the end, they had to abandon, their quest because it was having no a devastating effect upon them. It was reversed upon them. Their business were being shuttered, and everything was going awry to the extent that the plague is now reaching towards them, And I listened to the PM talking about who will fear him. You can imagine we are in this.
Yeah, the man said him no fear criticism, but a lot of people fear him when he respond.
Yeah, what is there to be feared about a prime minister? Yeah? So look at the elevation. So they have elevated themselves above the suffering of the people. You don't see it. You don't see it in the press conferences every day and the charade, every day in the media. They are of more value and are of more worth.
Hold on for me, Mystical. Hold on for me. Marshy.
Yeah, man. Walk on.
Hold the line. I'm coming right back to you. Yes, Mystical.
Yes. They're of more worth and value than the people that are victims of the system. If they weren't, then they would have appropriated help in a humane, in a kind, in a loving way, in a civilized way. So the fact that they are deterring, the fact that they are delaying intervention at a scale that would show relief and amelioration, it tells a story that they care not a bit. The people are cold and callous and evil and wicked. They're serving their masters who have imposed upon them this prescription to unleash upon us. Whether you want to believe what I'm saying or it is just my ranting, then it is upon the population, Because look at the incentive. Look at the incentive for not doing it right. It takes us closer and closer to where they want to be. And the intervention of our people worldwide and local show who are the real administrators. Who is the real government? The government by the people and of the people and for the people are the ones who rally from abroad, rally inland, loving, kind people. So the people rally. The rally of our people, from abroad and inland, people who love us and care for us and everything, and we who love ourselves and everything. Locally, we are help ours, so we help ourselves well. Do you know that billions of dollars, more than that which is promised by world leaders and government, if you accumulate all the help that is being given by our people and by diasporans, whether they are from here or just friends from abroad, don't you see it far outweighs that which Britain, America, and Canada and other countries would have offered.
I don't know if you heard Dr. Dawes in the parliament this evening.
I heard him this afternoon.
And he spoke about our colonial masters, what they offered.
Exactly.
And made it clear. that
Measly sum.
they offered
Why?
way more to Ukraine.
Definitely. Where them not no connectivity with.
Talk to me.
And before them do a reparation, and so we move right along. You
Yes.
get what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
See, people don't. Shaka, we have to come to terms with our class. And I recognize this administration as a classist, elitist, racist administration. You can interpret it any way you want. Because you don't owe nobody to speak the truth. Yeah, you only owe it to God to speak the truth. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
If that is not the truth, then deal with it equitably. Yeah,
Yes.
deal with it like we are from you and you are from us. Don't deal with we according to your masters. And I hear you said something yesterday, you know. And you said, if the other party was in power, the storm wouldn't come. I don't know why you said that, but I can interpret it my own way. And you'll have to put it forward for yourself. Yeah? Let my interpretation be my interpretation and my understanding. But let you broadcast, yeah, your knowledge out there. Yeah? This condition is degrading.
Yeah, man.
And we see that the centers that you have named and others have named, including the conference center in Mobe, including the place in Braco, including the Falmouth center. Yeah? These people with too black and with too dirty and with too unhygienic to go into these places. You know, see? You know, see it? Then if that is not it, what is it? What is it if that is not it?
It is rather sad because we have put these proposals forward, you know. And I tell you here, I send the one about the stadium. I sent it to Marlon Morgan. He called me and said that he will move it forward. And we know you're not
Colin,
more out of it.
Well, I feel like I'm one ball right now, you know. How come you can have your half of your population living in filth, sleeping outdoors, and living in filth and swamp and scorn and contempt?
No roof over their heads.
Distinguish yourselves
and mystical. You know what is wicked? You have average citizens who are defending the government on this.
Damn them, brother. Damn them.
Average Jamaicans who are out
there. They are not relevant to us.
Defending.
Yeah? They are traitors and betrayers of their race and their people.
People sleeping under 2 sheets of zinc.
Yes, because they can cover up in a bed under a roof and living their own lives through their own bellies, have no decency and any love for their people, and some of them call themselves Christians. Some of them call themselves religious.
I'm going to tell
love
you
your
something.
neighbor as yourself.
I'm going to tell you something. You see down a west? Every church that I have seen down a west roof blow off.
Brethren.
It's rough.
Brethren, I don't owe nobody nothing but owe it to my fellow men, owe it to my race.
If you want to talk a little more, hold the line for me because Marshy.
Yeah, man.
Hold on, I'll come right back to you. Marshy.
Yeah, man. Evening.
Wagwan.
Me there. Now, I said this to Dana Maris Dixon. Please, madam. Please, Dr. Dana Maris Dixon. Just make me call you an idiot. Don't you ever open your mouth and prove it that you are. It's better you keep silent. Because I don't know which emergency at 31 days. I don't know that.
She said going to take about 31 days to find shelter for the people.
About 31.
Yes.
And that about 31 could be all up to never.
No, but Marshall, what we are saying to the government, there are people who need shelter now. They needed that shelter from last week, Wednesday. The hurricane destroyed them last week, Tuesday. They needed the shelter. It's last week? They needed that shelter from the 29th of October.
Yes.
The fact that they have not gotten it yet is 10 days too long.
Yes. And in some of the press conference, me hear they talking about the government is trying. Government not supposed to try. Government must do.
Must do.
Not try. That's why we give government power. So they are to do. Don't come and tell me about you trying. No go so no thank you, no things so that they tear out of the book. So they are just keeping up them anky panky. We not no fool. Now to the next man. We say I lie bucket and I tell nothing not over there. That man must need to understand that Isaac Buchanan is not like the Prime Minister who them say bomb threat did up our house.
Hey.
And story dead.
And the man come from Portland, you know?
That man will say so.
Yeah, come from Portland.
God.
Say Isaac try. Him say Isaac try scam the government.
Well, let me tell you. The criteria to be a labourite, me not stop saying. The criteria to be a labourite is to be a liar than a dunce. Right? So you're supposed to can't talk then garbage there and get away. And next thing now, me got Spanish Town today. And most of the ATM machine don't have no money. What happened?
Listen, let me tell you something. One thing in this country, me can tell you, the banks do as they please. The banks in Jamaica have the government in them pocket, so them do as them please. The Bank of Jamaica set up some minimum standard and said the banks must have the ATM them operating at a certain standard. And you hear a senator come out and say why them are press the bank them so forget to certain positions so fast. What the hell can go so?
But listen now, they must not say well we are not fools. What the government have map up liquidity?
The government intervene in the dollar.
Yes. So all you have to do is not let out no money. It is as simple as that. These guys know that why these people are take with a fool, man. And tough time me hear him talk about plant health and all of them something. Then they go down son, get nice talk with data and all of them things. Christopher Tufton must stop speaking on health. He's a disgrace. He must stop. Christopher Tufton must take away himself. Because 3 term, this government gone what? 3 term them in a now. And them a repair a hospital from the start the first term. And the hospital can't and we don't know when it's going to
do. You know you're saying mash up more again. You know you're saying get damage in that.
All right. See, look at that. Look how much hotel with too much in room. Bill after that and all of them things. And that hospital can't finish. And top down have that certificate about him and speak from him. It is a damn disgrace.
Let me tell you something. The die-hearted labor rights are the problem in Jamaica. They need to stand down. Stand down. If you don't have the balls or the gall to say to the government you are moving too slow, you are wrong on this and you are wrong on that, stand down. Shut your mouth.
Exactly.
Shut your mouth.
I beg, and in parting, no more press conference. Tell me something. Press conference no cost money.
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
No.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
It's
but
held
in Jamaica,
it's held at Jamaica House. The journalist goes there. It shouldn't cost any money.
Shouldn't
but
cost.
With these people, I wouldn't surprise if it costs.
Exactly. And I think a press conference should give you information, don't it?
Yes.
But I think what's coming out of these press conferences is inflammation.
Inflammation.
Yeah, the pure corruption.
So after you're done listening to the press conference, you need to take some antibiotics.
Rubber!
Later, Marshall.
Them have a next tongue that we don't call it snake, you know, I'm a conda. I will stole my Honda.
Me not gonna use that one because me not like snake. Me not like nothing we crawl. So
bless up yourself, Portland Smack.
Mystical, thanks for holding my brother.
Yes, worth the value, and the value is worth it. The $10 is worth it, brother.
It is important what you are saying to the people listening on Caribbean Radio this evening and on Portland Spice TV. It is very important to open the people's eyes to see what is happening. The government is in no ace to get commerce back together.
There's
the
a reason
government
for that.
Is in no ace to get people's lives back together. And then there are these manicans and these dons who sit down and they are of the opinion that is only physical structure that got damaged in the hurricane. They don't understand that people's lives got damaged. Hopes and dreams got damaged in the hurricane.
Their lives are too cushy. You imagine this, Colin, and let me say this. You see the blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors, ancient and current, will not go in vain, brother. Will not go in vain. You believe that if this was a national disaster, if that is being treated the way, me and you would have been Dominican tomorrow too, brother. What me say?
Better know.
You hear what me say? If
brother,
this was a national, yeah, effect, the way it has affected the Western and what is it? The Western, West Middlesex and Cornwall.
Yeah.
If this was something we affect our sorry to, we'd have never rise, and that would be the perfect prescription, the perfect outcome to unleash upon us the ring. So we'll never rise until we join up into the system. You have a decentralized government. Now you can't go in a parliament. All the parliament thing there right now we are going. No, it makes sense to me, no brother. It no makes no sense.
In the parliament a grandstand every week. She come at the parliament trying to star the show.
Brother.
What
then
is this?
You know, see, a normal time to them. You know, see, them not have no heart. Me tell you, them cool, callous, wicked, evil. It's only callous, evil, wicked people can see their brothers and sisters suffering. I mean, not to them because the people might suffer and have no money like them.
No.
Them different and separate. Yeah, them live a different and separate lives. Yeah, they don't have them breed a thing. They want to care about them. Our money don't have to be spent. We spend government money and we take out what we want to take out too if we so please. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Say that, this should be a decentralized operation. Yeah, it's not even half of the country. And if it's not half of the country, recovery should be at a faster pace.
Definitely.
If the economy didn't mean anything other than chat, if the economy didn't mean anything, then you would have seen the rapid response to repairing this economy right away. I can't part, without saying, my brothers and sisters who are out in the open under the stars, without sanitary conveniences, without proper hygiene. We can't go dance, Mr. Minister, people up in the air, cut off, people out in there, and they say, okay, we'll see what we do. That is rubbish. Look, one-man leadership as no minister rule around here. Decentralize government and create a fusion effect upon the people. Make it seem that we operate. We can reach the people in real time. We can get out the people. We can set up refuges for refugees. Come on, my brother.
Blessings.
Respect, brother.
Blessings. I want to get out on a pen and write this down. By next year, this time, the government will be blaming all the problems in Jamaica on Hurricane Melissa. They are already blaming the slow growth of the economy on COVID-19. But I must remind you this evening that Andrew Holness, hold on for me, caller, hold on, caller. I want to remind you that Andrew Holness, Audley Shaw, Michael Leachin, Arbin Hill, who else? And some more of them promised us that they would have grown the Jamaican economy by 5% in 4 years. 4 years from 2016 takes you to 2019. And for good measure, if you put on another year, it takes you to February 2020. Yeah? They did not grow the economy by not even 2%. But right now, they are blaming that on COVID-19. They are going to blame everything else on Hurricane Melissa. Write it down and remember. Say Colin Bell tell you so. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Blessings.
2019, the country was growing at zero.
0.8%.
0.8%. All right.
0.8%.
Two things I have to say. Last night I was listening a script from Andrew Holness where he tell you how this Indian man make the apps where OPM are going to use. Right?
Yeah.
In a record time. Right?
Mm.
We set up where all money we are coming to the country will come to.
Yeah.
And now the same money make the apps in a COVID will last less than a week for 80 million. When you say you can use them, one night time, then say, as you want to come out and yard, two police ride up, the apps pick him up, and them all use it to monitor low-risk prisoner, the way the apps good. How long did that apps last?
Me don't remember all the way I talk about, you know. Me don't remember that.
You can do your research, man. There was
Yeah,
an
man,
app where they said them are used to track the people then were coming.
The COVID
so then
people
send them at their home.
Oh, yes.
And them say, them put him apps now in their phone.
Yes.
The people then just left the phone on them bed and gone about them business.
Yes, I remember that. No, I remember that. Sister Tanya, good evening.
Right?
Good evening, Sister Christine.
Second thing, now people in a disaster and in Island, don't in a COVID when the tourism industry lockdown, don't them put people in them friend hotel to give them money. How much $1 million then say them have to pay a hotel.
But you heard Mystical.
Them.
Hold on, you heard Mystical say our people them too black and we too poor to go in at these hotel. The government own a hotel.
COVID,
the government own a hotel called Braco Village. A government own it. Them own one more Montego be named El Greco. Yeah? Why we not put some of the people
the two hotels where Jamaica own. No, the pension from the post are set up then used by them.
I think so.
So no, all people are not going there. No, they're not the benefit of that hotel amount use pay them pension.
But you see, caller, when you look at it, and I call our labor rights to the front of the line who are defending the government on their management of this disaster. May I talk about the management of this disaster. If you are satisfied with the government performance, come to the front of the line. Call 876-804-7072 and tell us what it is that you are satisfied about, because the government is failing us and failing us miserably.
Yes, the call I mean I tell about the discussion I have with one of my brother-in-law. You know, my brother-in-law tell me in that discussion, say, the country was poised to grow at 5%, and at this I will stop it.
But, hey, what me just tell you, say? Me not just tell you a while. So write it
at
down.
This I will stop it.
Write
so
it. I hear that. Write it down. They are going to tell you some things. I say, Melissa,
so, you know,
stop
me tell him to go look on Fabian Williams' speech and say what percent is a country will grow in the next 3 years. 1% per year.
1.5 to 2%.
So me tell him to go read that. Because I don't know which country price will grow at 5% and a COVID and at this I go stop it. Man, me fed up by man.
Brother,
them man them not
let me tell you something. Jamaica made a choice on the 3rd of September. That choice determines our future. And one of the things with that choice brought on us is Hurricane Melissa. Me say it yesterday evening and me I say it again. If Labour right never win the election, the hurricane wouldn't come.
You know, so in all line about that one agency come.
Tell her. Little more, my brother. Thanks for the call. Man. 876 804 7072. Me serious. Me not joke. If PNP had won the election on September 3rd, there would not be a hurricane. Me, Colin Bell, said that. When God want to give you a good leader and you decide, say you don't want the leader where God have fear. You want your own leader. Then God allow you to take who you want. And you see what you get. Now you get what you want. Do you want more? Let me tell you something. You see, energies, the environment, the atmosphere. Remember, me tell you, say, you have to understand these things. Remember one evening, me tell you upon this program, yeah. Say, God no fall rain. God create a system for rain to fall. And if man destroy that system, then you will get more than you bargain for. Yeah? Every man have a right to decide his own destiny. But it is the decisions that you make that determine your future. Them used to say it's your attitude that determines your altitude. Yeah? It is your behavior that determines where you end up in life. And all people tell you, you can't plant corn and reap peas. While down in the West the other day, one of the things that my sister, who is a Christian, keeps saying, but why every church that blow off? Every church that blow off. And I used to say this before, that you cannot be a child of God and support corruption. Now, listen what the Prime Minister say about ADPEM.
Great honor. I'll save that and put it someplace up.
No, not that. This.
So Prime Minister Andrew Holness answered.
There is no denying that over time, that capability and prominence was not as it was in previous times. There are several factors that contribute to that. One of them would be the level at which the executive leadership was remunerated. In other words, you know, for a job such as what is the task of ADPEM, the salaries did not keep pace because just from a...
Hold on. When you realize how this man wicked, it's 10 years this man a prime minister for, you know. And he's talking about the salary paid to the people at ADPEM. Are him a prime minister, you know?
From a competitive point of view, if you want the best people, you have to pay well. And the best people are being competed for with other entities all over the place. So Jamaicans who have the capabilities are being pulled all over. And so we, even now as we speak, ADPEM is still in this process of the compensation review.
Then Nigel Clark never say them do compensation review for all government workers. You know, listen to this man, yeah? I know a lot of people ears cock up by the ringing of the bell. So they can't hear these things. And that's why we have to break them down slowly. Because we know that there are a few of them who are listening to us. Them not left the show.
And that, in a sense, is probably the main issue. We have had several disasters before. And, you know, so if you were to say, how would you judge ADPEM in preparation, in standing up the preparation for disasters? I think you would say that the preparation for disasters went well. So even with not having necessarily the strongest executive leadership.
Now you hear the man deal with the man. Even though not having the strongest executive leadership. This the man, you know.
We were still able to mount a credible preparation.
Listen here to Prime Minister Andrew Holness speaking earlier today at the OPM.
Let me tell you something. Andrew Holness is the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And somebody said in the chat earlier that my patriotism sometimes makes me sound naive. He's the Prime Minister. I'm a realist. The GLP won the last election. And that makes Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness Prime Minister of Jamaica. I live on this island, and therefore, he is my Prime Minister. Is he a good Prime Minister? No, he's not a good Prime Minister. He's not a leader. He's a ruler. There's a difference between a leader and a ruler. So, when you listen to that kind of argument, the workers at ADPEM are not paid well. He's the Prime Minister for the last 10 years. So what he's saying is that I, Andrew Holness, have failed to pay these people properly. I, Andrew Holness, have allowed ADPEM to be running with not the strongest executive leadership. So why you never change the man long time and have strong executive leadership? That says to me that your leadership is weak. Sir Colin, it's painful listening to this. Now call that word. Yes, him threw Richard Thompson under the bus. Terrible. Terrible. Andrew Holness did not give the ODPM a chance to do their job. Exactly so. The politicians without experience took over the disaster management. That is the extent of our problem right now. You know, somebody, I think it was Raleigh, who was reminding me that one of the director general at ADPEM walked off the job because some minister was dealing with it, treating him like a boy. And when you have the people with the technical skills not being allowed to do their work, and you have politicians like the one who says JUTC made a profit last year with him lying lips, and to date, he has not been called out on it. To date, nobody not ask him about that in a press conference. Oh, we can believe you when you're in the election, you tell people about JUTC make a profit and nobody no want them on to talk about it. Those kind of rubbish. Sister Arlene, good evening. Brother Lee Croft, good evening, sir. 876-804-7072. That's the number to call. We're calling all labor rights to the front of the line. Come tell we what is going well in this hurricane relief. Good evening, caller. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Hi, Mr. Collins.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Go right ahead, caller.
Okay. Well, this is the second time I've listened to your show. I find it very interesting. I'm calling from a city in New York.
Oh, thank you.
And yes, and I'm really fascinated by the conversations that you've been having in the last 2 days I've been listening. And I must say, it's really, really worrisome that the government is doing the things that they're doing. It's just appalling. I mean, I live in a city that gets snowfall regularly, like pretty much most of the year we live in snow. Okay? And if we don't have a government, whether it's the mayor, whether it's the governor of the state of New York, or the town, we cannot function. We cannot go anywhere. We can't do anything. There will be no schools. There will be nothing because you cannot drive when there's snow everywhere. The government has to function. It has to do the job that it's supposed to do.
90%. That still means there's a 10%.
And the economy
right?
is crippled. This is appalling that the government of Jamaica is doing the things that they are doing.
Hold on,
The
caller.
people
Caller. I want you
Yes.
to repeat what you say government must do because some people at Jamaica don't know that. Tell them what government must do again.
Government must do the things that help the city, the town, wherever the people are living and paying their taxes and working to do the job that they're supposed to do so the economy and the people can live and function.
So government must function.
Yes, it has to function, or else the economy and the people and everyone will suffer. Like I said, I live in a city, we get snowfall. In fact, we got snow yesterday. We got snow this morning. For me to go to work, and I work at a hospital, for me to go to work, the people who clean the roads so I can drive to work is getting up at 3 a.m.
And they
4
must clean that road.
And they are salting and plowing the road so the ice can melt so people can go to work.
No excuse.
No excuse. It could be a blizzard outside with 5 feet of snow. They have to get up. The government workers, because the people who do that job is from the government, from the town, the city,
and caller,
and the village.
And caller, do you know that there are people from Jamaica who live in your state that supports this incompetent government? You see those people who live abroad who support incompetent government in Jamaica, they are the wickedest set of Jamaicans because they know and they understand that government must function. You can't get excuse why the garbage is not collected. It must be collected. You cannot get no excuse why the snow don't clear. It must be cleared.
It must be, or else nothing will function. I tell you, we get snow from about this time in the year all the way until May, sometimes even June. And so the government, even if it's 1-2 inches of snow on the road, it has to be salted. It has to be plowed, or else nothing will go.
Yeah.
You people will die because accidents.
And you as a nurse won't be able to go to work.
No one will go anywhere. People who work in the supermarkets, people who actually work at the schools, teachers, ambulance drivers, firefighters, they all have to drive on the roads. And the people who do that kind of job of salting and plowing the roads have to be round the clock shifts. Some of them have to be plowing at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
Sometimes I even wake up by the sound of the plow coming down my street because it's loud.
All right. All right.
And
there
this
you go.
is like 3 a.m.
And you have people from Jamaica. You have people from Jamaica who have that kind of experience that you have. And they are sitting in America and supporting an incompetent government. They are a wicked set. Them no want no better for Jamaican people. But I know. I really appreciate this call, my love. Really appreciate the call.
I'm glad that I was able to get through to your program because this is really disheartening to see the things that we're seeing on the TV about the destruction and the lack of response that the government is doing to the people.
And then you have some people in a caller. You have some people who are saying, me an idiot because I say government must do all that the government can do to bring back the people on their feet. Some people say me a dunce and me a idiot a wish party in the world.
No,
You see
that is
government and do everything to
responsible
build back
government.
people.
That is responsible government. You put them there. They work for you. They don't work for themselves. The government works for the people. And the people have to hold the government accountable. You see, if the snow is not plowed, they have a number. And the number is called so-and-so street is not plowed. Where is the plow? The city has a number that you call if there are potholes because the plows make potholes in the road. If there is potholes, the government, the city government has a number that you call and say there's a pothole at this location, and best believe it, it may take them a few days because there's potholes everywhere, but it will be fixed.
Yes, yes.
And you have to hold them accountable for what they're supposed to be doing because that's why they are elected to do.
In Jamaica, you get a whole heap of excuse.
That 2 days before the hurricane, people plowing out gutters. Those gutters should have been cleaned at least once a month, twice a month, every round the clock.
Let me tell you what I believe. In Jamaica, the hurricane season starts in June. You see, between April and go up to May is dry season. Every drain should have been cleaned in the dry season. Here? But
no, every gutters, every drains should be cleaned at least very regularly, once or twice a month. Reason being because people throw garbage and things in those things.
But we should charge people. We should be charging people for doing that.
That too. Jamaicans need to be more responsible for their environment. Where I live, we don't cut our grass. The town will cut it and put a bill on our door.
Exactly.
And best believe it, we have to pay it.
Let me tell you something.
There's a rule here that the grass cannot be a certain length. Okay?
Yes.
It has to be a certain, it cannot go past that length. And if there is a town official or even the neighbor next door, call and complain to the town that you have your grass above the inches that it's supposed to be. They will call the town and the town will come down and the town will cut it. And they're not going to use the cheapest person to cut it. They will find the person to cut it.
And you have to pay
on your door. And you will have to pay it.
Thank you for
because if you don't pay it, they will fine you.
Thank you for the call, yeah?
Your property, but according to where you live, in the town that I live, that's the rule. That is and the people have to abide by the rules because it's a sense of responsibility and citizenship to make your environment look the best it can be. You take pride in that.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Love the call.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Blessings and thanks for the call. Government must function. Too many people. All right, you defend your party and your party win. Know that your party win. You must now ensure that they function. But no. 10 days after the hurricane, the roads are not cleared. 10 days after the hurricane, the garbage, the rubble not start pick up yet. I want to sit down and defend the government. Thousands of houses have been destroyed. I want to defend Andrew Holness, where offer members of parliament $10 million. You are a set of wicked people. You are a traitor to this country. Malcolm X say, any man who supports a political party and that political party controls 2/3 of the government and fail to deliver on their promises and you still continue to support that party, you're not just an invalid, you're a traitor to your country. I'm ready for you, you know. But you can't chat back on my back. You can't chat to me. You can't chat to me. All of you can do a chat back on my back. Step up and talk to me. When is a set of hypocrite, bossy slaves. That's what you all are. House slaves. Bought and paid for. And sell out your brother man for rice and peas. I played this clip here yesterday. And I really like it. That I have to touch it back today. Because this man here, him come from Nigeria. But here where the man say, man.
The most wicked people we have in this country are those who live abroad and those who have traveled and still support incompetent candidates and bad government simply because it favors them or because the incompetent candidate is their tribesman.
Do it again.
I don't blame those who have not been to the international airport. The most wicked people we have in this country are those who live abroad and those who have traveled and still support incompetent candidates and bad government simply because it favors them or because the incompetent candidate is their tribesman.
How can you experience government that function where you are living now? But you sit down over there and said Jamaica must accept mediocrity. We must accept incompetence. Oh, that brother must stick to singing. He can't help himself. He must stick to singing. Because he don't understand politics. He don't understand government or governance. Yeah? He don't understand government or governance. And then when you talk, you have some people who about make him go and talk. Him couldn't win a council seat. You think that trouble me? That not trouble me. And I use my experience. I'll show you a clip today. And I want Yeti boy and the shaky one. Shaky then call him. I'll show you a clip. Because I don't call nobody reject. If you're running an election and people vote for you, you didn't win, but I now call you no reject. Like me see them I call people. I would not call the former MP for East Portland a reject. Now I call him so. Now I call her so, sorry. No, I ran in the fellowship division for councillor. 1,337 persons voted for me. And me still up there because me love the people and I wanted to serve the people. And not because me never win means me not pay the people them no mind. This lady here that you see on your screen, she lost her house in Hurricane Melissa. This youth here, him father own a hardware. Me link up with them and we get material for her today. The Wednesday after Hurricane Melissa, I was on the road in the fellowship division. And me asked Yeti boy and the shaky one, anyway, no one term him. Have you seen the former member of parliament on the ground in Eastern Portland since September 3? If you love the people, 8,100 and change person voted for her. We had a hurricane and me no see her. None of my team member them, none of Portland Spice ambassador, no see her in a East Portland. No, let me phone Madam Producer, let me show them where Yeti boy put up. Yeti boy put up a video with the lady down at Westmoreland. And God would so have it, Brother Gary, that the picture that they put up with the former member of parliament of some of the same people them that we met with when we go to Westmoreland. What can go so? Let me tell you something. Love for the people is different from using the people, conning the people, and bamboozling the people. Them used to brag say she beat Crawford and Crawford run away from Portland and no come back. And then brag say she beat Bishop and Bishop go away. Backside, Isaac beat her and she go away and no come back. Tell her! Tell her! Tell her! Why? Well, live where? Well, you see, the thing is, and I've been telling you all the time that she never come from Portland. And she never live at Portland. So she get her backside boss. She get her political backsiding and take away herself. But no, Annie, you need to go look for your people them still. Crawford did come back. Yeti boy, tell Mrs. Vaz that she must visit East Portland. Not take it so hard, man. She beat 2 and 1 beat her and she vex. Hey, Yeti boy, tell her say she must go look for the people. Yeti boy, you need to go home, you know. You know, go home. Box fire. Hey, and where you do know where you come from, Yeti boy, make you can't go home. Eh? And where you do a Linstead, make you can't go home, Yeti boy. Let me tell you something. Serious time this still. Serious time. Serious time. It was brought to my attention that them said the garbage in Port Antonio is not being cleaned as fast as we'd want it to. I was the first man to bring it here. That I am observing a pileup of garbage in Port Antonio. And I realized that some people want to blame it for Isaac Buchanan. But let me tell you this. Isaac Buchanan has been member of parliament for September to October, that are 1, October to November, that are 2. I don't know if you realize that is 2 months. And the producer says 7 days since Isaac Buchanan has been member of parliament. Now, government supposed to function based on systems that are put in place. And if within 2 months, garbage now collect, that means no system never did it. That means no system was not in place. You cannot blame the present member of parliament. It would still be the systems that should be at work. No, it is not only in Portland that the garbage is not being collected because we don't have enough garbage truck. Because we use millions of dollars or billions to buy brand new garbage truck, and we buy 50 at one time, I think. But we use $1.4 billion by all bus to carry our children. And we have to get back to this bus situation, listeners in the US. Because you would all remember me calling on the government to do air quality tests in the buses. And we have seen an article where the minister is purported to have said that children are getting sick on the bus. On the buses, children are passed out. So, hey, we want to know what is happening with those buses. We want to know what is happening. Let me show you some of the work of Isaac Buchanan. See it here? The roads in the Rio Grande Valley has been cleared up after Hurricane Melissa. Thanks to MP Isaac Buchanan. Auntie Dawn, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening.
Good evening, Auntie Dawn. Welcome.
Well, give thanks. Just one matter. You know, I noticed the video you showed during your program, especially after you showed the hardware. You get the lady who received some benefits for her house.
Yes.
And you were showing, you know, the Upper Rio Grande Valley and
right, we're showing it right now again. Yes.
Yeah. Listen to me, man. You know what came to mind? Upper Rio Grande Valley. I don't know how they would do it. Should be declared an area that they take some of the people from Westmoreland, from the West, and give a little time there to relax and de-stress, you know, because them are going to need that part of the mental health section, you know.
And that's why I said the government now think, because if you take out those people, put a portion of them at the Trelawney multipurpose stadium, you could bring in the psychiatrists, the psychologists, the doctors, and everything right there, so you know, and deal with the issue, you know.
Especially those who say high risks for breakdown and so.
Yes.
Because we know up there, sir. We know up there says really somewhere for relaxation and de-stressing, you know.
Yes, man.
Because when you look at the amount of holy falls.
Yes.
You have holy little falls up there and the water. That is my contribution for the program. You know, it kind of even the program run hot today too, you know.
Yeah, man.
You
could have taken them on a tour.
Yeah, man. Temper our the heat, because it's not only who down there a stress neither, you know.
No.
People will watch the video too, you know.
Some of the people when me carry down there right now need therapy. Remember me tell you, some of the people that I brought down there having issues, can't sleep at night. In fact, the producer and I went on the Friday, and from that Friday until the Thursday, that little girl, the no tutti frutti girl, has been on her mind. That's when she saw her on Thursday. She cried like a child. So you're right. It's not only who down there
can go up in a boat. Go relax.
you know the hotel up after you pass Millbank named El Shima Beth?
Yeah, man. Up Bowden Pen.
Yeah, Bowden Pen. Yeah, man.
She's selling set up.
Yes, man. Me drive go straight up there, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Me too.
Me drive go right there.
Me too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And let me tell you, people, where we're talking is not Portland, it's St. Thomas.
St. Thomas.
Because you pass the border of Portland and St. Thomas, driving up in the Rio Grande Valley.
That is the only section of St. Thomas that if you go driving, you have to go through Portland.
Yes, man.
You walk across Kuna Pass,
and come up from Golden Grove way.
Yeah,
blessings,
yeah.
Blessings. All right.
Up there nice. Take care.
All right, Auntie Dawn. Blessings. Somebody's asking if Auntie Dawn is my real auntie. No, it's Portland Spice Auntie Dawn. No, but look at this falls. I don't know if you've seen this falls. It's the first me I see it like this, you know. And it's a place where me pass several times, walk on the swinging bridge. But Melissa tear it up and who open up the fall. The fall, nice, sexy falls up there in what is that now? Just a little above Ginger House. Yeah. And this what that you're looking at over here. This is Cornwall Barracks, but the pictures are taken from Comfort Castle side. So the Rio Grande splits the communities, and a swinging bridge connects Cornwall Barracks to Comfort Castle. But you can't drive. If you want to drive to Cornwall Barracks, then you have to continue straight up to Seaman's Valley, past Moortown, and go up to Cornwall Barracks. Beautiful up there. And up there is also World Heritage Site, Blue and Drancro Mountain. That is where I had proposed to the people of the valley that I would develop a maroon village up there to attract more tourists. Yeah. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio.
Sir Bell.
Yes.
You're live.
Live on Caribbean Radio. 97.9 HD4.
Did you see what just happened in Parliament just now?
What? No?
When Warmington read the 6 thing they might bring to the house.
No, me never listen that.
Basically, the man speak out against Andrew Holness, you know.
What him say?
The man say at no time. Basically, he asked for the voters list them for do over, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And him said there is no way you should have
If you want to have like
a constituency with basically 30,000 people in it. And at the end of the voters' night, 40,000 people in that constituency.
So when that happened?
Just a while ago, man. Go watch it, man. Go watch it.
No, so when 40,000 people vote for 30,000 there?
Basically, with Andrew Holness in his constituency, right?
Yeah.
Did Mr. Buchanan speak about how much persons in his constituency?
Yeah, Buchanan did talk about some of that.
And at the end of the day, the question is how the Prime Minister come up with so much vote and so much people in the constituency.
No, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case, because one of the things that Buchanan is talking about is voter suppression, that less people vote than he had expected to vote.
Well, he spoke about that just now, and the PMP basically was with his statement on that line that he spoke about. And I agree with him.
So
basically, he's flinging them under the bus.
Well, I'll go and listen to it. I'm just glancing at it now. But after the show, I will listen to it, and then tomorrow evening we can dissect it and have a fulsome discussion on it.
Yes, man, definitely.
All right.
Difficulties and suffering for Jamaicans living in these housing schemes. Where these residents are taxpayers, most of whom are poor, less fortunate Jamaicans. Be it resolved that Parliament calls on the government to immediately assume full responsibility for all road infrastructures and housing schemes throughout Jamaica and commence repairs and rehabilitation needed to bring all these roads in proper and usable conditions.
So it's bill brought to the Parliament.
And be it further resolved that in all future development, a condition of the developmental approval is that at the time of issuance of the first title to a homeowner, the titles to all road infrastructure and common areas be transferred to the local government, Kingston St. Andrew Corporation, or any other local authority, including but not limited to National Works Agency, in order that such entity can exercise the right of ownership inclusive of maintenance. What does that mean, Madam Speaker? Is that you have housing schemes or development from 1951, Hurricane Ivan, and all of these housing schemes ever since then, they are not the responsibilities for maintenance are not assumed by government.
We're trying to see if we can hear that piece from Warmington.
Development, they are not governmental scheme. I brought this here before. It went to cabinet before. It was sent to the then Minister Noel Ascott, who didn't deal with it. That's why I'm back here with it again. So I'm asking that government, that this Parliament calls on the government to take responsibility for all of these roads. Because the residents keep on calling on the parish councillors.
So if he had about 6 or 7, which one of the motions did he talk about the voters list?
Because
was it the last one?
Not assume responsibilities. And I'm coming to that later on. But I'm asking now that we cut this nonsense about these are not government roads, and that we as Parliament direct that the government takes responsibility for all of these roads.
No, somebody seat in the background is a whole heap of drunk crowd at Portland. I don't know why them now go down the west.
Section 35, subsection 3 of Representation of People Act states that the elector shall forthwith enter the enclosed area of the polling center, so provided they mark a cross with a black lead pencil within the space containing the name of the candidate of his choice, and where there are other implements that can be used. Be it resolved that this Honourable House takes the necessary action to have the appropriate amendment done to Section 35, subsection 3 of Representation of People Act, provide that any implement that an elector finds appropriate or convenient to use to make the required mark shall be lawful, and be it further resolved that further amendment be made to the said Section 35, subsection 3 of Representation of People Act to make any mark on a ballot by an elector in the space containing the name of the candidate of his choice or the intent of the elector can be discerned shall be valid and not be limited to a cross. In the last election, in the election 2020, you have 284 ballots rejected in Southwest St. Catherine. The last election, we have 342 rejected. And as stand there, constituencies, we're up to 600 ballots were rejected. There are some, you have 500, up some to close to 1,000 ballots rejected because they claim it was not a perfect X. You have a whole woman in the country who has a shaky hand and cannot do a clear, distinct ballot. They are rejected. You have cases where the presiding officers counted these ballots as being valid, but yet you have these new young lawyers from electoral office at the final count rejected these ballots and say, you must take it to court. Why the hell you want to take it to court when they're ballots? What I'm saying, once the intent of the elector is there, it must be counted as a valid ballot. It must be counted. So I'm asking that this section be amended to put intent. Once the intent is there, the ballot must be counted. And you can have some young lawyers say must reject and go to court. Go to court for what? So I'm asking that we make this amendment. Revelation, private members 3, whereas section 41A, subsection 1 of the Representation of People Act specify that every candidate in an election may appoint such person as he thinks fit to be outdoor agent and shall issue to any such outdoor agent appointed by him a certificate of appointment in the prescribed form, specifying the polling station in respect of which the agent is appointed. And where in many cases, returning officers, election day workers, auxiliary, or one-day police and members of security forces are prevented these said agents from effectively carrying out the function for which they were appointed. The law says there should be, and where section 77, subsection 1 of the Representation of People Act does not specify, does not apply to the outdoor agent.
In understanding one writing.
I'm asking that section 41A, subsection 3 be amended to allow the outdoor agent to stay less than the 20 yards away of the polling station. There are cases where the outdoor agent are around the corner, where they can't see what's happening. If they are appointed by the candidate and the roper makes provision for them, they should be within the precinct of voting, by the door of the polling station, where they can effectively carry out the duties for which they were appointed. Therefore, I'm asking that 41A subsection 1 be amended to allow the outdoor agent to be within the precinct of the voting. Private members' motion number 4, where section 33 of Representation of People Act specifies that the poll shall be taken in each polling station between the hours of 7 o'clock in the forenoon and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And whereas there are many changes to the circumstances which influence the setting of the time for polling, and whereas we are now in an electronic age, be it resolved that Section 33 of the Representation of People Act be amended, allowing the time for polling on election day to be between the hours of 7 in the forenoon and 6 in the afternoon. There are many establishments that do not allow the 2 hours for workers to go and vote. And it prevents these voters, these electors, from casting a vote for the candidate. So by closing at 5, when work ends at 4:30 at 5, it robs these electors of a chance or the opportunity to cast their ballots. I'm asking that we amend Section 33 to make it that the poll opens at 7 in the forenoon until 6 in the afternoon. Private motion number 5, where Section 44, subsection 3 of the Representation of People Act states, if in the course of counting the votes, any ballot paper is found with this counterfoil still attached thereto, the presiding officer shall carefully concealing numbers thereon from all persons present, and without examining them himself, remove and destroy such counterfoil. He shall not reject the ballot merely by reason of his former failure to remove the counterfoil. Be it resolved that this section be amended to add or the counterfoil have been removed above or below the perforated line. There are times when the perforation are not properly done. Therefore, in removing that counterfoil, it is torn above and below the line. It should not be that
D. Marie, may I agree with you.
it's not the fault of the
Warmington is very insensitive.
incompetent.
This shouldn't be now.
It was not printed it was not perforated properly. It is torn above or below. The ballot must be counted because it has nothing to do with the elector why it was not torn properly.
Member says a large man do.
Be amended.
Not care about people.
So wherever it is stored, the ballot should be a valid ballot. Private members motion number 6. Whereas a partially certification of the voters list was done more than 15 years ago, and whereas the current voter list reflects a distorted number of actual electors in Jamaica, but instead an inflated number. And whereas the number given after election as a voter turnout do not reflect the true percentage. Be it resolved that the government immediately provides the funds necessary for electoral officers of Jamaica to embark on a total revocation of voters in Jamaica. We can't have a voter list that it is not something you can rely on. So talking about voter apathy is rubbish. Because what we have in the list does not reflect the true number of the electors in the country. And it's high time for us to do a total revocation or re-enumeration of voters in this country. I'm asking that this parliament calls on the government to provide the funds necessary to immediately start re-verification of voters in this country. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Well, there you have it. Wormington, private members' motion brought to the Parliament. We're talking about Hurricane Melissa and recovery and rebuilding of people's lives, people's dreams and hopes that have been dashed. Now, down at Westmoreland, I don't know how many of you know Westmoreland or St. Elizabeth. Proud people live down there. People leave from Portland, go Westmoreland, go live because it is a tourism place and lots of tourists go to the west And therefore, lots of jobs are available down there. Now, a lot of people down there are without work. And you have some wicked people on the net, wicked me call them, who are saying that government not responsible for the people. And I did a video, and I want to draw feet because I did a video that says that government must do all that government can do to assist the people. And I want to tell me, I see a man on TikTok, I want to know if he's wrong or in right. I want to know if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Because I want to know if I'm wrong or I'm right. Hey, wait there. Government must do everything what they can do to assist the people. Wait there. I want to find it because I can't believe Jamaicans are so wicked against their own people that you have people sleeping out a door, lose everything, and they are saying that the government now have to do everything to help the people. I don't think it's this. I don't think it's this. But my listeners and my viewers, I want to tell me if I'm wrong or I'm right. Government must build back everybody else if the government can afford to do it. Put on back everybody roof if the government can afford to do it. In fact, we paid $10.7 million a month for an insurance. And we've been paying that insurance, I think, for the last 3 years. So that's 31, 3 7s, 21. That's $32.1 million. We get a drawdown of 150 million. 150 minus 32.1. So that left you with 117.9. 117.9 million dollars out of the insurance money. Now, don't you think that the government should dedicate, and I am saying at minimum 15%, and you can go to a maximum of 30% of that money should be dedicated to building back the housing stock and building them better than they were before? Now tell me, don't be afraid to tell me, say, Shaka, you talk foolishness. I am saying that the government, and that's not the only money, there's also a $90 million in insurance. Because before Nigel Clark took out that catastrophe bond, Dr. Omar Davis had taken out insurance against storm for Jamaica. So Nigel Clark is not the first person to take out insurance against storm for Jamaica. The first person to take out insurance against storm for Jamaica is Dr. Omar Davis. Tell the labor right them that. Put that in on a pipe and smoke it. So, I am saying that the government of Jamaica have the wherewithal. And Murray is saying it's after Ivan. You are right. Correct. The CCRIF, Dr. Omar Davis, took it out. So, if you even say 15%, and you look on 200 million. So let's Let's do the calculation. 200 million. 200 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 200 million. Yeah? And you're going minus 15%. That's 30 million. 30 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 30 million US. So you're going to multiply that by $160. That's $4.8 billion. We are working different. $4.8 billion. If you divide that by 63, it's 76 million per MP. But you wouldn't do that because the MP them down west get more damage than the ones in Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Mary, Portland, St. Thomas. So the government have some money to start with. They have some money to start with. But Ralston Hyman look at it different. What Ralston is saying that the $11 billion that the government has been taking from the housing trust could also be used. Because I want to remind you that Andrew Holness brought the PNP government to court to stop them from taking that $11 million and said that when him win, he would have stopped it and he would have built a fence around the NHT that nobody can take money from the NHT like that. And since 2016, Andrew Holness and the GLP have been taking $11 billion every year from the National Housing Trust. So even if him say, all right, 2026, we're going to put all that money in building back the country's housing stock. Yeah? Build back the country housing stock. You could have put $8 million down a west or $7 million between St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. James, Hanover, and share the rest for the other parishes. You have a few constituencies, maybe in Manchester, in Trelawney, and in St. Anne, that get damaged. But the country can do better than we are doing. The fear, though, that they do have is that this government don't have a plan to grow the economy to get Jamaica back on solid ground. So they are afraid to spend a dollar because growth is what is lacking, and growth is what this government has missed for the last 10 years. They have been missing that, unable to grow the Jamaican economy. There's another thing that they did. And I'm telling you all of this, Between April and August, the government should have paid $36 billion on the debt. You know how much the government paid? $51 billion. They paid more than $14 billion more than they needed to pay on the debt. And since 2016, they have been doing that. And in fact, this government has overpaid the debt by over $100 billion. Hence, we were poised to reach a debt to GDP ratio of 58% 2 years earlier than we were scheduled to. The government has been making bad economic decisions. In spite of the Prime Minister telling you that they've been managing the economy properly, they have made a lot of bad economic decisions. And now, because they fail to invest in the Jamaican infrastructure. They have failed to invest in agriculture. They have failed to invest in the culture and the creative industry. They have failed to invest in the global logistic plan that was left by Anthony Hilton from 2013. That is the reason why this country has not been able to see economic growth beyond 0.8% over the last decade. Put that in on a pipe and smoke it. Challenge that. Take those figures, cut them off, boy, and repost it and challenge it, make we hear. Obi call him a half-wit. Those are the bad decisions that this government has made. Another one of the poor execution is their failure to spend the capital budget. What they planned in the budget that they would spend on infrastructure over the last 5 years, they have failed to spend that. And if you can't spend your capital budget, you can't spur economic growth. So, September 3rd, majority of the people who went to the poll voted for a failing government, voted for an administration that has been failing in the health sector, voted for an administration that has been failing in the economic sector, voted for an administration that has been failing in planning to better the lives of our people. They have not grown the economy. We have seen a decline in our result, in our academic result, CSEC, CAPE, decline. We have seen a decline in literacy under this administration. But on the 3rd of September, majority of who went to the polls voted for them. So you get a third chance. What the government needs to do now is to take some advice and spur economic growth. Somebody say, how can a government fail in a simple thing as garbage collection? Nigel Clark was a terrible finance minister. As bad as Fayeval is, she was given basket to carry water. Well, Fayeval got a wreck economy. Good economic management can yam. Well, me could see them yam it now, no? Of the people aren't met now. What's that? The aftermath will spiral into deep educational, economy, mental, and public health crisis that no donation drive will ever fix. You see, I believe that we can come out of this better. You all know that I believe in the culture and the creative industry. And it is an industry that is poised for takeoff if we do the right things in Jamaica. And I always tell you, it's one of the things I said I was going to talk about this evening, the possibility of the culture and the creative industry. Jamaica's culture is rich. It's crave around the world. People want to know about Jamaica. But we have not been able, as a nation, to package that culture and export it to the world. Andrew Holness continued to name Babsy Grange as Minister of Culture and Entertainment. Entertainment is really the creative industry. But with all the love I have for Babsy as a person, without any fear of contradiction, I will tell you that Babsy does not understand the creative industry. Because if she did, she would have done what needs to be done so as the country could earn from that sector and drive economic growth. So, Mr. Prime Minister, I am saying to you that Babsy don't understand it. And I see you put Currency and Morrison there. I don't know what she knows. I've never heard her speak on the culture and the creative industry. So maybe you know something we don't know. But then come to the country and tell me how you're going to move this industry. The culture and the creative industry can create wealth for majority of Jamaicans. A caller earlier this evening said it's the entertainers who are going down to the West and saving the people. Local and international entertainers. And I want to thank Tyrese and Rihanna and Venus, Shakari, Richardson, Mbappe, the Miami Heats, all the people who are in the creative industry who have been contributing to Jamaica. I want to thank you very much. Bujo Bantan, load up plane. Shaggy, load up plane. Prime Minister, can you load a private jet? Because I remember when Vybz Kartel was released from prison, went to the PNP conference and whole heap of people up in them feelings. It was on this platform that I said Vybz Kartel is more popular than Andrew Holness. And Darrell Vaz take it and send it round. In a them labor right group them. Laughing at Shaka Fame. Vybz Kartel is more popular than Andrew Holness. Vybz Kartel have more money than Andrew Holness. And whole heap of other entertainer more popular than all of you politicians. And them have more money than uno. And them can show where they get them money. Some of uno can't show where no money come from. Vybz Kartel can account for his money. So the culture and the creative industry is what the country needs to look to right now. Not next year, no. To drive this economy. Because as bad as Melissa is and as bad as Melissa hit us, there are opportunities that we can make from Melissa. There are opportunities that we can make, that we can take from Melissa. We can make money out of it. But you know, Dr. Iman Black, the metamorphosis, when I was on Styles FM, he used to tell me that, Shaka, these men not going to push the culture and the creative industry because it is the average man, is the little man going to get rich. Somebody say, I wonder what Cliff Hughes has to say now about Vybz Kartel philanthropic efforts during Melissa. Then me see one picture with Vybz Kartel and Babsy Grange down there. Hypocrites. Hypocrites. Somebody say, what I notice is once one tries to hold government accountable, there is someone who makes excuse and defend them, either PNP or GLP. It's like they don't understand their roles and responsibility. And Carl, I want to agree with you. Because on a labor right alone, run out if you say things about them government. I have been in the media space longer than most. Since 1993. So I've been in the media space for a long time when PNP was in government. And believe it or not, I spoke then the same way I speak now. And until now, you have some PNP who don't like me because me used to call a spade a spade. Yeah. Because all I can do is speak the truth. And me have to call it as me see it. Condolences to the pilot and his daughter. Condolences to their family. They were on their way to Jamaica. Even though Minister Vaz said they didn't have permission to land, he admitted that they had made 2 previous trips to Jamaica with relief. So, condolences to the family. Let me tell you something. All of the people them brought donations to Jamaica. You see how much of the people them bring them donation and I go around the government, now give to the government? It is a damn shame that so many persons don't trust the government. So many persons don't trust the government. But we have to live on. We are one people, one Jamaica. I want to thank everybody this evening for tuning in. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you have not shared the channel with some people yet, please share the channel with some of your friends and family and people in your contact. This has been the Colin Bell Show for yet another Tuesday evening. We'll be back with you tomorrow evening, 5 o'clock, right here on Portland Spice TV. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again. Blessings.